We recording. We are live. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Trizzy. My boy Tone here. And like I told you on my YouTube channel, ooh, I didn't mean to shake the table like that. But I just did. I don't know if you've peeped on my YouTube channel, but I had a big break in between doing like song reviews, album reviews, all of that stuff, right? I was doing those, you know what I'm saying, like in the car. I think that shit stopped recording. So hit record again.
Yeah, this is your phone.
All right, so I did, I do like video reactions as far as new music. First reaction, first time hearing it, genuine type of, how it make you feel at the moment type shit. You know what I'm saying? That's the wave on YouTube at the moment. Mm-hmm. So, you hear about new music dropping Fridays, new music coming out, singles, albums, whatever it is that you want to do. The new thing is the mukbang, where you get you go buy some food and eat the food and you know what I'm saying.
What's it called?
It's called a mukbang. MUKBANG mukbang. And like you go get like say we go to the motherfucking gumbo shack and we get a big ass fucking plate of fucking crab legs and all this hot sauce and you know what I'm saying. And they like the ASMR, that's like the new wave. Like just a particular microphone where you're supposed to whisper, but it picks up all of this. It picks up all of the fucking sound, or you slurping the fucking juice and. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole thing, man. Trust me. It's like some shit that's like, that's like the wave on YouTube to give, you give your review on, if you go get a fucking ice cream cone from some new ice cream parlor that opened up and you want to talk about, hey, this is, this flavor is bomb, whatever. Right? So, in this case, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really get a chance to, do a live action review of the 2Chainz Rapper Go to the League album. But I did promise you guys that I would actually review the shit at my leisure when I got the time to sit down and do the shit. So that's what we're gonna do right now. And I'm glad I'm doing it now because I got somebody else here that we can, kind of go back and forth with as far as if it's fire, if it's weak, if it's, it need improvement, or, how you rate the whole album as a whole. So, the twist to this is, I was talking to my partner Tone earlier, and he was saying, if you take the intro off of the album, how do you feel about the album?
Because the intro was fire.
Now, mind you,
fire.
Outside of hip-hop and rap as a whole, if we just talking R&B shit, Marsha Ambrosius is that bitch for me.
Oh, she's the go-to.
Explain to me, if you was a single guy and you had a chick come to your crib and you didn't play Say Yes to try to get some pussy, I don't know what you was doing. I don't know what she was doing, bro.
Wasn't getting that pussy.
But my guy, when she sings, angels come out her mouth, doves fly, all of that shit. Like she is the ultimate songstress, and on some live sound like the studio sound like in person type of shit. So, taking that intro off of the album, it does something to me. But at the same time, I'm still rocking with the album. Don't get me wrong, there are some songs that I particularly don't care for. I don't really rock with the high top Versace joint.
I don't either.
And it's not that it's not about I'm not a Young Thug fan like that. You know what I'm saying? I cannot be a fan of somebody, but if they do they shit on a particular song, I will give that song credit and kudos and champion that song. Because Thug spit hard body karate on the Swiss album on that 25 Soldier shit.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Why do you think Thug don't get album sales like that?
I can't put my finger on that.
I mean, like for real though, ain't that like the big question mark in hip hop right now? Like the man talented, he do good music, and people fuck with him. Why don't nobody support him the way they should?
Well, you got to look at it like you got to look at it now, and how the music industry is set up. If you remember in the era where we came up, tapes, CDs, so forth and so on, or just illegal downloads.
That's not fucking with nobody.
I'm just saying, like niggas had LimeWire, niggas had Napster, or whatever you could get your shit off online for free or whatever it was at the time, right? You know, we college students, or at the time we were college students. You couldn't spend all your money on just getting music. But in those times, you go to the Best Buy, you buy a CD. No matter how many times you've played your favorite song on that CD, that shit counted for one fucking sale. Whether it was a single, whether it was the whole album, you bought the shit, SoundScan, one time. Right now, we are in the streaming era. And it's about the replay value. It's about playing it over and over and over and getting 1 million streams and 2 million streams and 4 million and 100 million streams per song. Whether your whole album is trash, you can still survive if you have that one joint that's going to get 100 million streams. Look at Tiger. You drop Taste, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know what that nigga album sound like. Did he come out with an album? Or did he just drop Taste? Or did he just drop singles?
He came out with Taste. He came out with that shit.
The shit with Nicki Minaj or whatever. But as an artist, would you really have to put out an album if you're gonna get 300 million streams from every fucking platform? Apple, Spotify, Tidal, whatever the streaming service, YouTube, whatever streaming service you're gonna use. If you're gonna get 300 million streams off of the one song, do you really need to go put out a fucking 15-track album?
Well, what you seeing now is most people don't.
Exactly.
You know, it's not really a necessity to.
Or what they do is they come out with that single. The single gets traction. If the album isn't great, that single is on the album. It counts towards the streamings of that album, which puts you in a Billboard slot that normally you wouldn't get, because back in the day we would buy a single. If you just like that song, you buy that song. The other 12 to 15 songs on the album, if you never listened to them or whatever, it didn't really matter. But now it's to the point where if you drop a single 6 months before your album comes out,
you put your album out.
Your album out, and it's on that fucking album. Those streamings that happen for those 6 months count towards the streaming of this particular album. That's where the game has changed. You feel me?
Yeah. But I mean, but the thing is, like for an artist that takes itself serious,
mm-hmm.
that wants to be considered with the Scarfaces, with the Snoop Dogg's, with the UGKs, even with the 2Chainz. You want to have an album that sells.
True.
You see what I'm saying? And like with him, with Young Thug, his albums don't sell. You know, like with 2Chainz had an album that sold. He had a couple albums that sold. You know, and it's like with this album, the reason I presented the question of what if you took the intro off of there is because the intro was fire. But I think with a lot of albums, what you see is if you take that first song off the album you take that song that's a remake of something, like how he got the remake of
the Ariana Grande joint. Ariana Grande joint. Yeah.
Marie remake.
Okay.
If you take that off there, how good is that album really?
Well,
and it's like this, like with the 2Chainz album, I think that shit is like 50-50.
All right, check this out.
50-50 on tracks. Like the second half of that album wasn't good.
All right. I hear you. But I'm not going to judge 2Chainz off of taking a stellar track off of his album. Especially when you're talking about something like an intro. Because an intro sets the tone for what the album is supposed to be. Unless you got an album where you just put a collection of songs together and you put it out and it's not coherent and it don't go with the title and all of the other shit. But if we talking about a cohesive
you
body,
can take 2Chainz' first track off of his intro album, and that fucking album is still fire though.
I will give you that. I will give you that. But what I'm saying is, as a total body of work, it's like writing an essay. If you have a thesis statement, right? Mm-hmm. The body, the conclusion, and all that other shit can be dope. It can hit on some points, but if you ain't set in stone from the beginning of the shit what it is that you plan on getting into, you're gonna lose some people. You don't know where it's gonna go.
Where do you rate this album?
I rate this album. I know I've been seeing a lot of people say it's his best work to date.
It's not his best work to date.
I'm not gonna say yay or nay to that, because I will have to go back and listen to Based on the True Story 1, Based on the True Story 2, Pretty Girls Love Trap Music, Trappavelli 3, Daniel's Son, Hibachi for Lunch, all these different projects that he came out with, whether they was EPs, albums, or whatever.
Mixtapes that you just
well, Trappavelli 1, 2, and 3 are mixtapes. You know what I'm saying? Hibachi for Lunch was an EP. Daniel's Son was an EP. Based on the True Story 1 and 2 are albums. Pretty Girls Love Trap Music was an album. Now, what I will give 2Chainz major credit for is because a lot of artists, where they fail to do with the fans, is show them the growth and show them the transition that they're trying to make before you hear them in a different manner. You feel me?
No, and I think that's what this album was. I think this album was his attempt to say, "Hey, I could spit. I really got bars."
Right.
You know?
And
I think did he do a good job on it? I say yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You know,
definitely.
But did that album have lapses? The album had lapses.
And I'm gonna say this. The lapses that were on the album are lapses for me and you, because we're an older generation. Because we are, we look for stuff. We look for different substance inside of an album. I understand why he did what he did with the songs that I may not particularly care for or like or maybe go back to. But at the same time, the younger generation, they fuck with High Top Versace. Even though Thug's verse is not really about shit. The hook is so whatever. Somebody that's 25 or younger, that's they shit right now. High Top Versace, they fucking with that. The shit with Travis Scott, they fucking with that. It may not be for me and you, but what I'm saying is, I'm not gonna knock 2Chainz off the pedestal simply because he decided to do those type of records, because I know who he did them for. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He did them first 4 joints are impeccable. Forgiven, what's the second song?
I got it right here. I should.
The second song, Threat to Society,
I like the 4th.
Money in the Way, Statute of Limitation. All 4 of them shits. I'm not skipping neither one of those. I'm not skipping none of those. Even the joint with Kendrick, which is Off Kilter, is not the best Kendrick verse you ever heard. But the fact that Pharrell fucking put his foot in that goddamn beat.
What was it after the Rule the World? What song on this right here?
That was Girl's Best Friend with Ty Dolla Sign. That was after Rule the World.
Okay, it was the next one.
But I had heard that song.
Like
I had heard that song before because he had put that out on the EP earlier. So see, this is the thing.
So
that was on
that's 4 songs that was lackluster.
What 4 songs? What 4 songs was lackluster?
$2 Bill, I Said Me, I'm Not Crazy, Life Is, and Sam.
Okay, now this is what I gotta say about those 4 tracks. For one, Girl's Best Friend is just like what I explained before. It came out before. It came out on the EP already. I think it was Daniel's Son, Necklace Son. Whatever that little EP. It was like a 4.
I didn't really like that song no way.
No, but what I'm saying is it was a 4-song EP. The shit already had streams. It already had shit in rotation. So coming into this album, you gotta throw one of them songs from that EP on this album to help you with your streaming numbers. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That was a business move. That wasn't it didn't get no traction, let's try to throw it out there again type of shit. You feel me?
He already had streams.
He already had streams on it. Yeah. So that was helping the album's streams off rip, whether we like it or not. That's a song that song is not for us. That song is for a woman. Girl's Best Friend. Anytime somebody name a song Girl's Best Friend talking about diamonds, that's for the women. The women gonna get up and shake their ass and they gonna tell the DJ that they want to hear that song. Whether we like it or not, the girls gonna gravitate to it. And if the girls gravitate to it, what we gonna do?
Gravitate to it.
Because they gonna get on the dance floor for it, and we gonna follow them on the dance floor. Whether we know the words to it, whether we really like it or not, it has a place for that song. So I've noticed that when I start reviewing albums and start listening to albums, I gotta try to get in the artist's mind as far as why would they make this type of song.
But he attempted to make a complete album. He's not trying to make an album for 30 pluses. He want to make sure that the 20 pluses, the 16 to 23s,
right.
You want to make sure that and the women.
And then you gotta look at it like this.
But the thing is, I'm not no hip hop head to the point where I'm just I don't adhere to women's songs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I like women's songs. You know
I mean, like, you got to do it. It's a certain way to do it to where it's good, to where you can fuck with it as well as the women.
It's like this. Like what I have, and the thing is, like, you know, you never know nobody's true intentions because he might have looked at everything and said, "Oh, this is fire." But the way I looked at it is like, man, the second half of your album was lackluster. You know what I'm saying? It's like this. I would rather a person not put out an EP and 3 or 4 mixtapes and stuff like that. I'd rather you just put out a cohesive project. You know, like I'm wanting to say it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I felt like that marathon, the victory lap shit, that was a cohesive album.
All the way. 100%.
You know what I'm
saying? Through and through.
You know,
top to bottom, without a doubt.
Album of 2018.
I would have gave it the Grammy. No shade to Cardi. You know what I'm saying? But
you got to understand how the Grammys is voted.
I understand.
You got to have a Grammy to vote for the Grammy. So people that don't know rappers just go vote for the most popular person.
Right. I get how that shit goes.
Yeah.
But on this platform, I feel like I need to say that had I had a vote, I was splitting it between Pusha T and Nipsey Hussle. And if I had a third vote, it was probably J-Rock, who wasn't even nominated for Album of the Year. You know what I'm saying?
He should have been nominated for Pusha.
He won a Grammy, but it wasn't for album of the year. It was for something else.
It's hard to give Pusha that type of run on a seven track album, like
that,
because you're talking about content,
right?
So a person that give you an hour and 15 minutes of pure content is go be looked at differently from a person that give you similar content but 30 minutes worth.
But that and that's probably why I probably would have leaned towards Nipsey. And I know people want to say, "Oh, you a West Coast bias, you a da da da," but I want to let you guys know, you on my channel. I did the Daytona review. I'm all for. I think I've been fucking with Pusha T and the clips.
You do a Champions review?
I didn't do a Champions review yet.
What you think about Champions?
I was off. I was on hiatus when Champions came out. I haven't, like, matter of fact, the last thing I did on this channel was like the blow up between Pusha T and Drake. The Duppy freestyle, the Son of Adidon, and the Infrared, and that was like the last thing I did, and that was like maybe like 9 months ago. And then, like I said, I just got back into doing the reviews or whatever. So this is like I said, normally I play the song, I'm in the whip, I'm driving somewhere, I'm going to get the full effect of how the shit make me feel when I'm going somewhere, if I've got the shit on, if I got my shit turned up in the whip.
Too, man. Like,
it's definitely
that's
important.
How you really got to review an album, bro.
Yeah,
like,
you can't
when you review an album, you got to be driving somewhere and listen to that album.
You can't just sit in front of your laptop with the motherfucking Mac speakers and feel like you're going to get the totality of the shit. You feel me? You got like car karaoke, car test. Like, shout out the title with the car test shit. I watched the shit y'all did with Boogie. I watched the shit y'all did with Currency and the 6-4 rolling through New Orleans and all of that. Like, I fucks with that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And back to the 2Chainz album, he's saying the second half of the project was lackluster. I won't say lackluster. I will say it wasn't as good as how he started out, but I get what he was trying to do as a veteran artist that's been in the game.
Bro.
Listen, no. Like, all right, check this out.
You just defined lackluster.
No. Check
Jay-Z encompassed women, young dudes, older dudes, and all that shit on
But we talking about
it had no flaws.
But we talking about somebody that has been doing it from album one. When you mention Hov, from album one,
you in the league.
No, listen. From album one, Hov has been able to toe that line on every album.
So he Kobe.
He's MJ.
He's MJ.
He's MJ.
Okay, so if you
2Chainz.
So 2Chainz is J.R. Smith.
No.
You don't get the chance.
No. Listen.
J.R. Smith gets shitted on. You get a chance to have nights off. You take nights off, you get shitted on.
My thing with 2Chainz was this. With the DTP situation, he didn't get to shine. Duffel Bag Boy dropped. Wayne dropped him. Wayne gave him a fucking gym. You know what I'm saying? He left Player Circle. He started doing this thing. He found his niche. I think he got so caught up in that niche of the trap rap that he never really got a chance to show people his versatility. And I think that's what he tried to do on this album. And I just think we not used to the versatility of 2Chainz. All I want for my birthday is a big booty hoe. We want, I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. Like, that shit catchy. That shit dope. That shit fire. Whatever.
You can't name everything off his first album and then give him excuses as to why his fifth album don't sound like his first album or whatever the album number this is. If it don't sound like his first album, if not as good as his first album, then it's just not as good as his first album, bro.
No, I'm not. No. I'm not saying it's not as good as his first album. I'm not saying the first album is better or worse or whatever.
You're not saying the first album better?
I fucks with both. When I was on the road driving across country, that shit dropped. I ran that shit back to back.
That was the second or third.
That was the first one. Not the. I'm talking about based on a true story. The first one with the birthday song, with the
okay.
with I'm different, with the fans is watching. All I was fucking with that shit. Hard body karate, right? Now
I thought Feds was watching on the second album.
Was it?
That's the one he did with Pharrell at the
right. I thought that. whichever one. The first album with the Versace jacket with the 2Chainz.
That first album was that album, dog.
No.
And this album was good. The first half was good. But it wasn't that album.
This is what I'll say. This is what I'll say about this album. When I heard Forgiven, when I heard Money in the Way, when I heard Statute of Limitation, when I heard Threat to Society.
You mean the first half of the album?
The first four. The first four joints.
First quarter of the album.
The first four joints. Let me take it back. I'm gonna take it back a little bit further. Cause on Pretty Girls Love Trap Music, the last joint, the Burglar Bars with Monica, he tapped into that shit on that fucking song. And that was a different side of Chainz that I had never heard before. And I was like, if he could do a whole album like this,
it would sound like
that shit. That shit would be, amazing to me. So when he started it off with the Forgiven, he picked up where he left off on the Burglar Bars, and then he went into the Money in the Way, Threat to Society, the Statute of Limitation. But I know he still got to do some trap shit for the motherfuckers that have been fucking with him for years.
What you think about him having LeBron executive producing?
I think it was a smart business move simply because it was called Rap or Go to the League. And if you look at the album, how it's set up, track listing, I think if you look at it with the mentality of Rap or Go to the League, you gotta look, like, I think certain songs are rap songs. Other songs are Go to the League songs. Other songs are trap songs. And I think that's what he was trying to mix in with the, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't want to speak for 2Chainz on, on my platform. But I think his mentality going into this album was, rap or go to the league. The only thing that I'm really, really shocked about, and I really wish he could have done this, is somehow, some kind of way, had a producer chop up either You Slangin' Crack Rock or You Got a Wicked Jump Shot by Biggie on something. Or use that line somewhere along this album, because I think that this is a derivative of that particular line by Biggie.
Is he still signed to Def Jam?
He's still signed to Def Jam. And but as he said, what did he say? On Threat to Society, he said natural disaster, all these emotional rappers, master of my own fate and on my own masters. Don't let the smooth taste fool you. When I bust, I school you. They throw rocks and hide behind the computer, right? So he I don't know nobody else that was on Def Jam that owned their own shit. Besides when Hov was running it, maybe Ye.
I think this is why he had LeBron James executive produce his album, bro.
Nah, that's why he had Ariana Grande on that joint, because she's the most followed female on Instagram.
Well, that gotta be the Kardashian shit, but she probably up there.
No, Ariana Grande is the most followed person. The most followed.
She can't be more followed than.
She is the most. Look it up. She's the most followed female on Instagram. Ariana Grande. The most followed female on Instagram.
Ariana Grande. 100%.
You already told these people that I'm a stat nigga. And you gonna try to go against the motherfucking God. Like, really? I don't get it. But
what's the old girl name? The one I'm talking about, the Kardashian sister?
Which, Khloe or Kim?
The young one.
Kendall or Kylie? Nah. Kylie ain't holding no weight. I think
she got her beat by like 15 million. But what I'm saying is, LeBron got 48 million followers. So if he work out to Pretty Girl, the
Rapper Go to the League, which he did, because he
gives you 48 million eyes on your album.
Yeah,
and I think you go see more of that. You go see, like I just seen recently, somebody had James Harden premiere one of their songs.
Who was it?
I want to say it was Rihanna. I don't know who it was, but it was somebody big. And James Harden premiered it because he got a bunch of followers like that. You about to start seeing more.
That's the way.
More athletes and stuff like that. Utilize these social media.
It's free marketing. If you have a marketing budget, if Def Jam give you a marketing budget for, say they give you a marketing budget.
2Chainz got 6.6 million followers. LeBron got 48.
Right, but let's say Def Jam gives him $10 million for marketing, right? He holler at Bron, who's his man's in there. Bron, here go $2 million, my nigga. Work out the Mama I Hit a Lick featuring Kendrick on your joint, on your Instagram tomorrow morning. $8 million in the tub.
For one, I don't think he got $10 million.
No, I'm just using it as a
but
number.
Two, I don't think he gave LeBron no $10 million.
But
LeBron probably executive produced that album, but he
didn't executive produce. He A&R.
Yeah, I don't think he got no $10 million.
Let me break this down for people. Because I've seen some reviews on the 2Chainz album and people not really understanding what A&R or executive produce. Or, you know what I'm saying? Whatever those titles entail. So, A&R stands for artist and repertoire, right? Executive producer and A&R is two totally different things. If you A&R a project, A&R means you curate things from top to bottom.
Beats,
No. Executive producing is finding producers, finding features, sequencing, all of those things to make the project seem like a cohesive body of work. That's executive producing. That's what Diddy did for Nip on Victory Lap. Let me hear your project. This is missing. Let's add this. This person shouldn't be here. Take this off. Put this on. Do this. That's executive producing. A&Ring is something to where you basically hear the project, you green light certain shit. This doesn't belong. Maybe you should do this, do that, do this. It's not as detailed as an executive producer.
Because they different roles. An executive producer up here, A&R is down here. A&Rs are really supposed to be the ones that find talent. They're the ones that go to the club, they find talent.
A&Rs are basically talent scouts. Like if you was a ninth grader with a wicked ass jump shot, if you was a ninth grader with a wicked ass jump shot, you know what I'm saying? The scout came to check you out and play. That's what A&Rs do. They go watch the motherfuckers performing in the hole in the wall.
Have to do with that though?
But that's just the title that Chainz said he hollered at Bron and he said he wanted to get him involved with the project simply because the theme of the project was rap or go to the league. Because Bron has a similar campaign on some shut up and dribble. Or more than an athlete, my bad. Not shut up and dribble, but I'm more than an athlete. Meaning, I'm not pigeonholed to just being a basketball player. You get what I'm saying? Chainz is saying rap or go to the league. Some people are getting this title misconstrued with, like, those are the only two options that you have. He's basically using it and turning it on his ear, saying these are not the only way to make it out of the ghetto. You could be a doctor, you could be a lawyer, you could be a scientist, you could be a real estate agent, you could be something else, because these two options are so saturated and they're so difficult to break through in. Because like LeBron, more than an athlete, what is he doing? He plays basketball. He's A&R in a project. He's executive producing this show. He's, you know what I'm saying, jack of all trades type of thing. So let people know that there are more avenues out there besides just rapping or going to the league.
He's obviously practicing collusion in the NFL. I'm sorry, the NBA. Obviously practicing collusion.
However it goes, I I'm not sure if LeBron had his whole hand on this project, maybe a finger, whatever. But he's getting a check for it. You know what I'm saying? Chainz is cutting a check for it. Def Jam is cutting a check for it. Whatever, however it breaks down. But even if it was just a marketing scheme, because you have rap, which 2Chainz has covered, go to the league, LeBron has it covered. You feel me?
What are you giving him on a scale of 10?
On a scale of 1 to 10, this album, I would probably give it a 7.5. Which is not.
What'd you give his first album?
I gotta go back and listen to. I ain't listened to Boats in a minute. I ain't listened.
We're talking about on a. We're talking about a 2Chainz scale.
No. There's no 2Chainz scale.
You just want to do overall scale?
It's an overall scale. For me, there's an overall scale. But in that overall scale, there's an expectation for an artist. I'm not expecting Lyrical Miracle from 2Chainz.
He did good lyrically.
No, exactly, which earns him way more points for me. But I'm not expecting, not that he's mumble rap, not that he dumbs it down, not that, but I know, put it like this. If I want to listen to some trap shit, Chainz is probably the best nigga to go get some trap shit from. If that's your mindset, if that's what you trying to listen to.
Right now?
Just across the board, since trap music been popping, I believe outside of Jeezy, Gucci, Chainz is top 3 if you're talking about trap music.
T.I. died?
T.I. kind of strayed away from the trap music to the more Black Power conscious type shit in recent years. You know what I'm saying? Now we talk about Rubber Band Man T.I., and we talk about I'm Serious T.I., and we talk about King T.I., that's different.
I mean, like, to me,
that's different.
Greatest trap album all times.
Thug Motivation.